What's up? Good evening. Welcome to the end of the week, Making Learning Addictive edition. Really wanted to come in and follow up to the conversation that we have on Thursday. That's kind of the new thing that we're going to do in this season is follow things up. Sometimes we'll do that as an R&B show, slow jam show. Sometimes we'll do it as a hip hop show. But we also want to use it to culminate the discussion that took place on the Thursday show. So with that being said, this past Thursday, I had a very special guest on. You all know Hedrick Nichols. And despite the technical difficulties that we had a great conversation. Now, of course, we didn't get a chance to talk about all the things that we had originally planned to talk about. She caught me on a little bit of a tangent. What's going on, Valerie? How you doing? What's going on, Gabriel, too? What's happening, y'all? Good to see you guys. Like I said, we didn't get a chance to talk about everything because we got on a little bit of a tangent because I'm pretty passionate about what's going on in education right now. I can't imagine being able to withstand everything that teachers are going through and administrators are going through right now to provide for our kids right now. You're delivering in a time that no one could ever foresee or to prepare for, to be honest. But I was a little unfair, with some of my comments, so I want to apologize for that. But the reality is, excuse me, what's going on, Coach? How you doing? The reality is, I honor what you're doing. I have 4 kids that are in the system right now. Everybody knows that. And I've watched them and I've watched teachers through their particular lens and their experiences and, not judging. I know how difficult it has been. And I've seen, it might be nice if I go back on camera, right? And I've seen some wonderful things that have been taking place. I scour Twitter every now and then, and I see these fabulous ideas that have been cooked up by these teachers. But more importantly, for the job that I actually do, I get a chance to talk to a ton of people, pour into a ton of people during this time to encourage them to keep going, to try something new, to be bold in this particular season that they're in order to make sure that you cook something up that is special for these kids because they're lost as well. With that being said, she and I, got to the point where I realized that, I've got to do something. I'm not in the classroom anymore, but I've got to do something to take something off of the plate of teachers. I decided by taking something off of their plates, I'm going to put something on their plates, and I'll explain that in just a second. And the idea really came from a conversation that I had back in the summer. I was speaking to a principal who was stepping into their first year in this seat. And of course, they were doing it during COVID. I wouldn't put that on anybody, right? But she and I were having a discussion about implementation, about strategy, about digital instruction, at this time while she was, talking about Nearpod and, needing help with implementing Nearpod and vocabulary on our campus, right? So in this conversation, our very first conversation, I can hear something going on in the background. And she was like, excuse me for a second. And she got off camera and got back on. She explained to me that just yesterday, the day before, this conversation, her water heater had broken and water was everywhere. And the repair people were there trying to clean up the mess. And I was like, wow, okay, you got to handle that. You're trying to talk to me about implementation and training and PD for your teachers to get them ready to prepare for students during something they don't even know what's going to happen, right? So that was great. We had this conversation. Well, we did a follow-up meeting 2 weeks later, right? Just to see how things were going and see if she needed any additional support. Well, guess what? That was the week that we had this freak storm here in Texas. And when we got onto Zoom, she didn't want to put her camera on because she had been crying. And I was like, okay, what's going on? So she explained to me that storm, a tree actually fell into her window of her house, and it rained all in her front room, of her house. And I was like, dang. I mean, here it is. You're just recovering from this whole water heater accident. Now this freak storm has messed up your house. Thank goodness for insurance. But you're also trying to handle a pandemic as your first year of principalship, right? So she was just like, and I got to get dinner ready. I said, you know what? I got dinner tonight. So I went ahead and I delivered her. I'm not going to tell you how much I delivered to her, but, gave her a Grubhub gift card and had dinner delivered to her house. I was like, let me take something off your plate. Not too long ago, last month, we did something similar to this. I saw some comments on Twitter about, oh my goodness, this whole Zoom and trying to teach face-to-face thing is driving me nuts, and I haven't even had my coffee yet. So to sort of thwart the complaint, I said, okay, let me buy you coffee. So I gave that teacher, a Starbucks gift card. Well, that turned into something else where we ended up giving $10 gift cards, Starbucks gift cards away for those that need a little coffee. But they had to submit to me some great ideas that they were actually implementing inside of their classroom during this particular time. But I figured they don't have time to do these type of things for themselves, right? That, you're trying to do something different. Like I have a child who has a teacher who is, every week she's trying something new, it seems, because she's just trying to find that one thing that works for this, situation going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And what I've not seen her do was frown during the entire time. Not at all. Seen her smile. She's always encouraging to the students, but you can tell she's beat down on the inside. So with that being said, end of the discussion that we had, Hedrick and I had, I said that I would do this. I would give away Grubhub gift cards because you're delivering a lot of love in the classroom. So let me take care of the grub. Originally we had talked about, okay, what are the ways that teachers are evaluating if the students really know that they love them? Because we were talking about, well, you got to be doing this out of love. You teach because you love kids. Well, after thinking about that over the weekend, there are other reasons teachers teach and administrators do what they do. And yes, it should be for the love of kids, but there are some other reasons why they're in those particular roles. So it'd be unfair to just limit it to that. So here's what I want to know. I forgot to change that on the card, but we'll change that in a second. So here's what I want to know. I want to know, what is it that you're trying that's new? What new recipe are you implementing inside of your classroom to cook up new thoughts, new passions for learning, in this pandemic? What is it that you have chosen to try outside of your comfort zone to deliver learning experiences that are meaningful for your students at this time, that are enveloped in love, that are just surrounded in love, because that should be a given. So what we've done is we'll use this graphic here because it's the hashtag not the hashtag, but it's the website that's more important, the link. So this link here, bit.ly, deliver the goods. There is a collaboration board where you can actually put down what it is that you have delivered. And I'll pull it up here in just a second here so you can actually see what that looks like. And we'll do this for a week. So if you know a teacher that is, doing some phenomenal things, encourage that particular teacher to submit, what it is that they're trying new outside of their comfort zone to deliver or to cook up learning experiences for their students. Give me a second here. I'm trying to pull this lesson up here for you so you can see it. If I can. Let's do it this way. And like I said, at the end of the week, we'll give away 8 $25 Grubhub gift cards. That's right. We're going to give away 8. Right. 8 $25 gift cards so that you can have one less thing to worry about. Looks like Chapelle Billings is already going to throw something up here. She says, during homework and listening to... Oh, she's doing homework. Yes, absolutely. That's what we're trying to do. So, give me a second here. I'll pull this up. I had it up, but I lost it. So in those 8, though, you also have an opportunity to look at what other people are doing and vote on those. And when you vote on those, let's see here. Here it is. I'll pull it up right here. Let's do this so you can see it. Ta-da! All right. So in this, come on, sweetheart. My daughter wants to come in here. All you have to do is simply just join the lesson, and you'll see the collaboration board, and the question will be right there. So here it is. Busy cooking up savory learning? What unconventional ideas have you tried in order to simply deliver the best learning experience for your students? Be it an epic fail or a valiant victory, your students appreciate you cooking up fresh learning. So what have you tried that would not have that you would not have otherwise, except during a pandemic? You know, now for me, it's in the hopes that you will continue this because we never know when we're going to go back to what we always consider to be the normal. But what is that you have tried, failed or not, victorious or not, just because you tried something different to make sure that your kids felt love and had something new during this particular time? That's all I want to know. And if we get those particular ideas, we'll run this through through Saturday the 14th. At the end of the 14th, we'll choose the top 8, and then those people will receive a $25 gift card from Grub, and we'll announce those winners on the Quiet Storm show on Sunday. That work? That work? I don't know. I just want to give something back. You know what I mean? Because it ain't easy, right? When I taught, I did the majority. I don't know, sweetheart. I did the majority of the cooking in the house. I do the majority of the cooking in the house. And I had to make it a point where I couldn't bring work home because sometimes work spilled over into my family time, my evening time. It was difficult trying to put a meal on the table. And if anybody knows me, dinner's important in our house. Having dinner together, sitting at the table together, praying and talking together is vital. My daughter's over here shaking her head. She knows it's true. It's vital. So if you're like me, it's not easy to do during this particular time. So let me help you out. So once again, I'll throw it up here. All you have to do is go to bit.ly, deliver the goods, make sure that D is capitalized throughout the week, and I'll throw this out on Twitter, every day. I really just want to, once again, take something off your plate by putting something on it, by giving you a $25 Grubhub gift card. That work? All right, seriously. That's all I really wanted to say tonight. Thank you, Hedrick, for helping me with the idea. Thank you for the conversation also for Thursday. Sorry I messed it up. Just got a little personal. But anyway, we'll be back actually this Thursday with a special guest. We'll announce that special guest on Tuesday. And with that said, we're also putting out the Liberated Educator podcast that I'm producing with Ken Shelton and Dee Lanier. So make sure you check that out as well. Other than that, you guys have a great night. Have a wonderful week. And continue deliver the goods to your kids. All out of love. Holla.